It was definitely a surreal experience being the first openly transgender person to not only compete at the Olympics, but also to win an Olympic medal. The main reason for me in wanting to share my story and share my experiences is that younger folks can see themselves in these sports, and young trans folks can understand that they can continue to play the sports that they love and they can also identify as themselves. I'm Quinn, and I'm a game changer. I was introduced to the game probably when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I don't know what exactly sparked it, because growing up in Canada, it's like hockey all the time. But for some reason, like this little league soccer just like caught a spark in me. I couldn't get enough of it. When I was younger, I joined the development teams for our youth national team when I was like 14, and I continued on to that until college when I played for Duke. I joined the national team when I was 18 years old, and it was just after the historic 2012 moment for our Canadian national team winning a bronze medal in London. And that was really like my first taste of understanding where the team could go. And then I think going into the 2016 games in Rio, we had an understanding that we wanted to achieve a better performance than we did in London, and that we were capable of that. And so in Tokyo for 2020, it was a bit of a redemption for us in some senses, because we had had that goal since 2012 of just wanting to step higher on that podium. I think it was really important for me to share my story, because when I had gone through really difficult times in terms of trying to figure out my own identity as a transgender person, I didn't feel like I had people to look up to. At the time, there weren't any players either on the national team or in professional soccer in general who identified as transgender. I think that almost went across the board for all professional sports.
Quinn. Pino for Marjan. And now
I think it comes down to like similar experiences that I had on my own journey. For example, being open about top surgery on my social media. It's because I had such a hard time navigating that entire experience, whether it was finding a surgeon or understanding insurance or knowing what to expect afterwards. It's not stuff that's readily available. And so I hope that I can just be one other resource that people can find easily. I think the new guidelines that have been set out by the IOC are a really new development in trans inclusion in sports. I think that it's an exciting step in the sense that it really does lean towards inclusion, and it breaks away from those really rigid policies and guidelines. I think about leaders on my national team who have gone outside of our own environment to try and make spaces as inclusive as possible for trans folks. And I think they're leading the charge, whether it be on their own NWSL teams or in their own communities back home. They've really taken allyship to a new level. I would hope people to know just how to make an inclusive environment. And I think that's something as easy as sharing your own pronouns, being really conscious of the language that you're using, whether it's like, come on, girls, or whatever else. I think that's just like one example of how those situations can be mitigated and they can make the environment way more inclusive. I don't think I can put into words what soccer means to me. I'm a very logical person, and when I think of myself just like kicking around this ball day in and day out, it makes me kind of laugh, because it's like, how can juggling a ball provide someone with so much joy? I love competition. I love being a part of a team sport and being surrounded by people that have like-minded goals as me, and the energy that comes from all of that. I think it's, every time I master a new trick, I'm like astounded by my own body, and I think that's pretty amazing. So all of those things combined, it's kind of what soccer means to me.